my next area was the roof, and I did want to have some ventilation, so I purchased a skylight, and then again, you know, cutting another hole in the van in the roof this time. So that again was a nerve-wracking experience initially, but then once you've measured up really carefully and you've got the hole there, you've got to get the job done correctly, and it's not as hard as you think. I mean, the skylight fits in and it basically gets sandwiched together. You have to put some wooden battens around it, but basically it pulls itself together, and you put screws in for this one into the roof, seal it all up with the correct Sikaflex, and it's not leaked in the 4 years. So there we go. And in this picture you can see as well that I've started to put some wood across the ribs of the roof, ready to take more roofing. And now you can see the roof light from above. And yeah, I did also add a roof light for the bathroom. So at this stage, I decided that I would get somebody to do the upholstery for the cushions. So I bought the foam, which was the biggest expense really for the cushions was the foam. The fabric and the upholsterer were pretty reasonable. I think he charged me £200 to do all of the upholstery, plus the cost of the material. So there's the upholstery, and now we're starting to look like we've got a motorhome rather than a van. And I put some vinyl down on the floor, glued that down, and also made the hole for the table and got the tabletop, which was a cheap garden table from B&Q, and I just used the top. And as you can see, the cushions then make a double bed, and I think at this point it was ready to tell the DVLA that I wanted it to be reclassified. I think I'd included everything, and I'd sorted out the photos and sent them off, and a few weeks later I got my document back. So here's the sink, and of course I think I've mentioned elsewhere I used this pump tap as a temporary measure, but stuck with it in the end because it was so useful. I got a box of tiles from B&Q that were discounted because a few were broken, and I actually used real tiles around the sink, which I wasn't sure whether they'd stay on, but they did. And then I also used the real tiles around the cooker area as well.